I don't know. Andy Bernard would make probably kind of a tragic father.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Ed, I actually think that Matt is really an interesting guy, and I was really interested to think about what kind of dad he was going to be and who he was going to sort of become as a father. You've played some really interesting characters in your life. Which one would you most like to see how they would handle becoming a father or having children?
Hmm. I mean, I feel like of all the characters I've played, Matt is probably the best equipped to be a good father. Matt, my character in this movie. Um, I don't know. Andy Bernard would make probably kind of a tragic father.
I think the Nard dog would be a great father.
That's very sweet, Jake. I appreciate that. I think that and you're right in that Andy has so much love to give, and he's very protective. And so yeah, I think he would be a great father. He just needs to find the right partner, the right,
Sure.
But I don't know.
I have faith. I'd like to think that after he started working at Cornell, that he found the right person, and whoever it was that made him happy. I like to believe that things worked out well for him, and he found happiness there. So that's the train of thought. Because I actually love Andy Bernard. So much of the relationship between these two characters, it changes how they look at life and how they look at love. And I'm sort of curious. You guys have been a part of a lot of really interesting projects that are about life and love. What is the project you've been a part of that maybe made you look at life differently, or do projects even have the power to do that? Is that a stupid question?
I think it's rare for a project to like shift your world perspective. But I mean, certainly The Hangover changed my life in very obvious ways, but that was more the aftermath than the project itself. I think this movie was really, I was a dad going into this movie, and I think it shifted my perspective, certainly on the different avenues that families can take in coming together, and how families are created, and the emotional journey that different people take towards parenthood. I think this movie portrays a very specific and largely unfamiliar story in a elegant and incredibly compassionate and beautiful, hopefully also a little bit hilarious way.
I mean, I think, I haven't worked on, this is like my first movie, I think. And so most of my other parts have been for like smaller parts in like comedies, like hard in the paint comedies. So this, I think, definitely has kind of like informed my outlook a little bit about like, I don't know. I just feel like it's given, this movie hasn't even out, and it's changed my life a lot. And I feel like really just like in a glaze about it. It's so exciting and nice so far. So, but I don't think anything like substantially, I don't want to necessarily have a baby soon. But I have some time, I guess.
Obviously, I think the whole idea of surrogacy is just such an unbelievable act of kindness and selflessness. And I don't know if I've ever done anything in my life that nice for anyone. It kind of makes me want to be better. Obviously, you guys spend a lot of time together on set. What's the nicest thing the other person in this Zoom did for you while you were making this movie?
Well, I can answer for Patty. At one point on the set, I gave her $1 million just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. Which is pretty nice.
They call that the George Clooney, don't they? Isn't that the thing that he does?
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then I immediately donated it to Blackwater Company, the militias. And so it's not Blackwater anymore, but yeah, into a private military unit.
What's something nice that you did for me, Patty? I mean, look, it's not
supportive scene partner, and I don't know.
You were. That's what it was. I was gonna say you were an incredibly supportive scene partner.
It was. I mean, the biggest gift I can like think of is just that Ed was so nice and like a relief to see when I like got to set, because it was so scary to shoot this movie. Like it was scary to shoot, like especially during the dramatic scenes. He's like extremely present and he's very like checked in with you, and it was just like nice to know that, like, I don't know, I felt like I could make a mistake and I wouldn't be like, I've worked with people before where it's definitely felt like I feel like the judgment is there and they're like, what are you doing? Or something like that. But it's Helen Hunt. I've never worked with Helen Hunt. And I never will now. But yeah, I think it was just like, that's what I can think of. Also, my memory is completely destroyed. My sense of time gone. Lockdown, it's all gone.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.